we share the same heart and soul. I want you to believe in me. See through my eyes and you will know. I'll take my chance that you will come home to me. Even if it takes some time for you to work it out, I'll be there. I still got a ways to go, so far away from home. Inside I always knew I'd find my way to you. I still got a ways to go, so far away from home. Inside I always knew I'd find my way to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for tuning in today. That right there was POD, and the name of that song is Find My Way. Such a great one. Anyway, thank you so much all for being with us tonight. Absolutely appreciate you immensely for tuning in. You guys are great out there, and I hope that you all get as much from this podcast as I am. So, a couple things. Topic for tonight is going to be meditation, but really meditation and being in this moment, and why that's so important in this ascension process, because that right there, when you're in the moment, meditation helps you learn to recognize the moment. Being in the moment is the real thing. That's what we're ultimately looking for. That's where we want to be. That's what we're striving for, being in this moment and appreciating and enjoying every moment for the beautifulness that it is, because no moment is guaranteed. So the only minute that the only moment that we ever have is the one that, well, we have our past, obviously, but we're not guaranteed a future. And when we live in this moment, there's just so much peace in it. And you can let go of the past, and you don't have to worry about the future when you're focused on this moment and all of its glory and beauty. And that's going to be the topic for tonight, is the importance of being in the moment. But more, we're going to focus on different ways of being in the moment. Exercises that you can do, meditation. We're going to just discuss meditation. And then, of course, I will allow them to come through and channel through me with a message for you all. So as I said, hopefully you're getting out of this podcast as much as I am, because I'm learning a lot, and I just love being able to talk to you all. And I really appreciate the fact that we have a platform like these podcasts that and that are just put out there for everyone to listen to. So I'm grateful for it all, and most importantly, grateful for you, because as the song Find My Way has indicated, that's what we're all doing. We're just trying to find our way through this world, a beautiful world that it is, but filled with a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of confusion. But when we focus on that, we tend to lose our way. And that song is about getting back to who you are, which is a beautiful concept. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, getting back there in this moment. So without further delay, I was contacted the other day by one of my students, actually, that I've been working with for quite some time. It's been on and off. Like, sometimes she needs a little bit of guidance, and she'll give me a call or shoot me a text message. Either way, we used to work a lot just earlier this year, and then she's slowly progressed to the point where she's feeling somewhat comfortable, but is still working on a few things as well. And it's beautiful to watch her go through the process of just trying to find herself and who she is. So anyway, she gives me a call the other day, and she asks me if I could channel for her some messages. And obviously, being a student and me wanting to help, I graciously accept it because that's just what we do. We help each other. So she called me while I was at my regular job, and on my way home from work, I actually got a download. And for any of you that don't know, a download is when you open up the spirit communication, and even when you're ascending, a download is this, it's almost like an epiphany. It's this sudden burst of, I know what the answer is. I know, and you just start getting flooded with information. It's more than just a particular, you know how when you're intuitive, you just kind of know something. It's a little bit different than that in the sense that you didn't know it. You just get hit with the information. It just starts downloading into your brain. It's a really, most of us, if not all of us, have experienced it in some point. Some of us don't even realize it. But all of a sudden, you just start getting this information. Those that open up to spirit understand a little bit more these occurrences, and they are knowledgeable of them, aware of them, and know what they are and what they're there for, why you're getting them, how you're getting them. They're just they know a little bit more, but that's okay. If you don't know, it's fine. No worries. Either way, I'm on my way home from work, and I got this download about meditation and why it is so important. And their message, there's information that I know, but the way that they say it is just so awesome. And they explain things in a way that I don't necessarily or wouldn't necessarily explain it myself. So I'll give you the overview of what they said, and then maybe I'll put a copy of it on the back end. I'll actually, the message that came through, I'll throw it on the end of this podcast so that you can actually hear it. And this was me in my car getting a download. I knew it immediately and was like, I have to record this, and I am going to send it to my student that reached out to me. So what they were talking about, though, was meditation and why it is so important. Because meditation is the tool that allows us to begin to recognize our energy shift. So it teaches us awareness, mindfulness, if you will, which is so important when you are trying to be in this moment. And it's also important in understanding that we have a choice. When you begin to meditate, you begin to develop an awareness of your mind. You are very much more aware of how your mind works, when it works best, when it doesn't work as best. And when I say it doesn't work as best, I mean when it's so overwhelmingly busy that it's tough to calm it down. Yes, there are moments that are more active than others. So when you begin to meditate, you begin to discern these moments. You begin to learn more about your own mind and how it works and functions. And when you do that, you become more aware of these shifts in thought patterns. And it's extremely helpful in trying to be in this moment, because when you can distinguish, when you can feel, when you sense this energy shift, which many of us do, but we're not aware enough to actually be aware and then make a decision to change how that energy is going to affect us. And that's why meditation is so important, because it teaches us, we begin to learn our own mind so well that once we feel these shifts in energy, we immediately realize it, and then immediately are faced with the decision. And this is where the choice comes in. Do I want to allow this energy to drive me? Or do I want to feel the energy, but not allow it to control me? I can feel it. I don't want to fight it. Acknowledge it. I send love to it. I attempt to align myself with the light in hopes that it doesn't become too overwhelming, but it never controls me, and never controls you once you begin to become more mindfully aware of your own mind and the energy that is around you, and or you're getting hit with. So, as we meditate, we quiet the mind. And meditation, so many people get this so confused. Meditation is not silencing your mind. It is not clearing your mind of all thought. That is not what meditation is. Meditation is a focus of the mind. So you can focus on the white light. You can do guided meditations that walk you through images. You can focus on your breath. There are so many different ways that you can meditate. But you do not have to just wipe all thought from it. Because anybody that is not like completely awakened yet, their mind's going to shift. It's going to leave center. So, and when I say leave center, when you meditate, center is whatever you're focusing on. So right now, I'm going to focus on, I'll tell you here's a meditation. You put a candle on the wall and you stare at that candle and you put your mind on that candle and you observe it. Well, that is a form of meditation, believe it or not. And all I want to do is I want to just follow the flame. I want to observe it. I want to watch it move. But once my mind goes off the flame and goes on to whatever it is that it goes on to, could be, I don't know, a hockey game that you're thinking about tomorrow night or something, or whatever, a phone call that you're expecting and you didn't get yet. Once it leaves center, once it leaves that flame, you notice the shift. You notice your mind go off the flame, okay? And you bring it back to it. That right there is the key to meditation. It is not clearing it completely, your mind. It's not clearing it completely. It is becoming aware of the shifts. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is the key. So when you're meditating and say you're focusing on your breath, and meditation for a beginner is not easy. And I'll tell you what, meditation for someone even like myself that has been doing it for quite some years is not easy. My mind shifts a lot. But I can tell you what I do, I notice it more quickly. So when I first started meditating, my mind would shift 100 times in a minute. It would go, it would just be away more times than it would be in center. But the point is, how quickly can I realize it? So when I first started meditating, it would leave center and it would take me a little bit to realize it. Sometimes it would take me a minute to realize it. So I would be gone. My mind would be on somewhere else for, a good minute, 60 seconds. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just realized my mind just slipped. Get back here. And then see how long I can keep it on this flame again. And then I would, and before I started to open up to spirit, I meditated for a year straight. Every day I would meditate for anywhere between 15 minutes to an hour. And I recommend 15 minutes to all my students. I say, hey, if you can give it 15 minutes a day, that's awesome. However, I will tell you this. If you can take several moments throughout the day, like say every 2 hours, you take 5 minutes and you focus only on yourself, your mind. That's awesome. That's a really good exercise, and I recommend it. It will help you become more mindfully aware, because especially multiple times in a day, just for 5 minutes at a time, but multiple times, because if you do it multiple times throughout the day, you're going to get a better understanding of how your mind works throughout the course of the day. Like for me, I know meditation in the morning is extremely difficult. My mind is running at 1,000,000 miles a second, and I try hard to get it to calm down, and I definitely force myself at times to meditate in the morning so that I can try to keep a grip on it. But it's hard sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll spend 15 minutes in a meditative state, and for 10 of those minutes, I was fighting my mind trying to get it to come back. But you don't get frustrated with it. You accept it for what it is. You acknowledge it. You love it. You appreciate what you're doing, because these steps that you're taking to better yourself and becoming more mindfully aware of yourself and the energy around you will benefit you in the day. I mean, in the end, if you start to get frustrated at the fact that your mind won't sit still, you're defeating the purpose. Another thing I used to do is I would focus so hard. I would focus my intent so hard on a particular object that my entire body was like clenched. That, again, is also defeating the purpose. You want to be relaxed. You want to be calm. You want to take deep breaths, a few of them in the beginning, to relax your body and allow your body to settle into that breath. Feel your shoulders and and the tension throughout your entire body. All your muscles just begin to relax into this moment. And that's what it's about, just being in this moment. So as you're meditating and you're aware of the flame, you are watching it, you are observing it, your thoughts are nowhere else other than on this flame. And then once they do shift, your goal here is to notice the shift and try to get that notice of the shift down low as you can get. Like, there are times when I'll notice my mind shift immediately, and that's pretty much where I'm at this point. I can see my mind shift pretty quickly, and I can get it back. But like I said, there are times in the morning when it's a straight struggle, and I'm trying to get it back. But no sooner I get it back, it's right back. It's trying to get away again, and it cracks me up. But it's all good. As you know, it is all good. Just stay calm, stay patient, believe in yourself. So important to believe in yourself and what you're doing and where you're going, because where you are today is not where you're going to be in a week, a month. If you continue to do this, you're going to change your life for the good. So you are now working on the notice of your mind shifting off center, okay? And you're getting that time down. 5 seconds now. It's taking you maybe 15, 30 seconds that your mind wanders off center, and it's taking you 30 seconds to get it back. What is happening at this moment is you are now beginning to understand and become more mindfully aware of your mind and its workings. So now, say you are in a situation where you walk into a location and you immediately feel something. You feel this energy. There's something's not right. Because you are practicing this mindfulness, this meditation, you are now faced with, maybe we'll go with this scenario. Somebody is being, you know what? Let's see. You walk into a situation and there's an angry person yelling in front of you, but to somebody else. So you come into a restaurant and there are two people who are arguing right in front of you. That energy you can feel. But when you become mindfully aware of the energy, right, you immediately notice it. I notice that. I notice what it's doing to me, because as we talked before, there are people and there are scientific studies out there that discuss energy and how humans absorb it. So we talked about meditation and its purpose of becoming mindfully aware. Now we're talking about why you are becoming mindfully aware. And that is because of the energy of your choices that you are capable of making, and the control that you are getting over your own behavior and your actions, because everything is energy. So you walk into a situation, you see two people arguing, and you immediately become aware of the energy that you're feeling. Now, I get it. You don't necessarily have to meditate in order to feel that energy. I understand. But what I'm saying is, when you are aware, you begin to watch how it affects you. You notice that effect on you. So I'll give you another scenario. Controlling of somebody else. So say you have a friend, and you don't like the way that your friend drives, right? Really, in the end, your friend's a safe driver. They're doing everything right. It just, you don't like it. You know, maybe he steps on his gas too hard, or she steps on the gas too hard, or she's a little rough on the brakes, or he's a little rough on the brakes. Okay. They are welcome to do that. That's their prerogative. Maybe it's something that they do on purpose. Maybe they don't recognize it, but either way, the point here is, you feel the energy, you're getting frustrated at it, and you're like, whoa, why are you doing that? What happens here is, if you are meditating and you're working on that, you become aware of the energy before you start to expel it onto somebody else. So you notice the braking or acceleration pattern of this particular individual. And you feel it starts to get you frustrated for whatever reason. Your prerogative. But because you are mindfully aware of how it is making you feel, you are now faced with a decision. Okay? You're frustrated, you're angry, you actually want to say something to this person, but you're aware enough to actually reel it back in and begin to contemplate, what am I doing here? Am I just trying to control this person? Do I have to bring this topic up? And if the conclusion is yes, I would like to bring it up, which is totally fine, but how you bring it up is key here. So what kind of energy are you going to bring into this conversation? Are you going to bring the frustration that you just felt when you felt the tough brake or the fast acceleration? Or are you going to bring up a level-headed, calm, questioning, hey, Susie, hey, Chris, do you notice that you brake like that, or that you accelerate really quickly? Oh, you know what? I do, actually. Yeah, I do it on purpose. It's just a habit that I formed over the time. Or you could go, yo, what are you doing? Why do you keep accelerating that hard or braking that fast? There is a much different energy in that approach, and clearly not a good one. But when you become mindfully aware, you have those options. I am so often faced with situations where people lose control, both in work, anywhere. They lose control. And it's not easy to deal with when they lose control, because obviously when they lose control, that energy now is hitting off you, and you can feel it. I'm extremely aware of my energy, the energy that I'm absorbing, the energy that I feel, and I go to great lengths to make sure that I don't expel that energy back, and that I transmute that energy and change it within myself, and throw it back out into this world in a loving manner. Because as we know, you can't change or create it. I'm sorry, you can't create or destroy energy, but you can change it. And that's something that I focus on a great deal, is changing that energy in me. So when I feel someone's negativity, someone is just flying off the handrail over something, whatever it is, I immediately am aware of how I feel inside, and then I make a conscious decision, a conscious effort not to expel that energy back at them. Not to throw it back, but to actually transmute that energy and show this person how it can be, rather than what they are doing or what it is from them. So I will change it, give it back to them in a loving manner as best I can. Obviously, we are humans. We make mistakes. But the more you practice and the more mindful you are of these situations, of the energy, and of your true power in choice, in an intent, you have the option, you have the ability, if you want to work at it, to truly change this energy. And that, my friends, is that this world needs more and more energy to be transmuted, changed. It needs it. We need more loving people out there that understand the importance of energy and how it affects others and how we can change it. And mindfulness is such a beautiful step forward in beginning the process of truly changing this energy. And when you think about it, think about the power that you possess there, right? You have darkness, okay? Darkness all around us that is coming in, trying to suck us all in, right? And every day we see people who are mad. I mean, there are people in work that I used to deal with in a previous company, and even so in the current one. But they'll come into work and they're just, they don't even step in the door yet. And you hear, oh my God, do I have to walk into this building again? That affects you. Know it or not, that energy is negative and can affect you, right? It begins to shape your interpretation. It's possible anyway. So some of you are just generally happy, and that's awesome. But when you throw that, when you realize this energy and you see how it affects you right there, you then can actually change that around and make things better. And so here, another key aspect of mindfulness is the choosing of your words. So everything's energy, right? Your words, your actions, your behavior, your thoughts are even. So every day we just get hit with, we're bombarded with negativity, okay? I mean, that's the world we live in. It's a world of duality, but it's a beautiful world that we can change. And this is where your true power comes in. This is where being mindfulness and making decisions that align with the best version of yourself, this is where it all comes in. Because when you begin to make these decisions, okay, you see the world and the energy that it throws to you at times, and you notice it, you feel it hitting your body, you can feel that energy, that negativity, and you're like, whoa, hello, I notice it, I change it, I align myself with God's light, and then I push love back out there. Whoa, that's powerful. And I will tell you what, it is 100% truth. It is scientifically proven that we already know energy can't be created nor destroyed, but it can be changed. All right, that's scientifically proven. It's scientifically proven that we absorb energy. We are energy, people. We are. Everything about us is energy. So if we can't create it or we destroy it or destroy it, and we can change it, okay. So how are you going to change the energy that is around you on a daily basis? Now, we can't change people. And we can't try unless they ask for it or they want it. But what you can do is control yourself and the energy that you're putting out there. And love, we already know, is the most powerful force out there. So density can only do so much. And then we put more love out there, and it's just going to start to clear away all the density that is around us. And as we've stated before, it doesn't take a great deal amount of people to begin to change this energy. If you go out there and you start healing yourself, and you start changing the energy that just interacts with you on a daily basis, that change is going to be impactful and going to change the world. You might not see it today, but there are changes going out there even as we speak. Change is happening every day. And it's because people like you and I are changing the energy that is residing in us. Okay? Judgments are low vibrational. That's negative energy. So we don't want to judge. We don't want to judge people. We want to love them. And we want to throw that love out there. But judgments, anything low vibrational, is something that we want to try to rise above. We want to be the emotions or energy that we want to expel out there are gratitude. Such a high vibrational emotion, feeling that we could have is gratitude. It's amazing. And be grateful for everything that you have. Every little thing that you have. So, gratefulness. Love, obviously, of course, love. The most powerful. Love everything. Love everyone. You don't have to love their deeds. You don't have to love their actions. You don't have to love their low vibrational states when they're in them. But you love them as a soul, because on a soul's level, they're growing just like you are. And at one point, you were probably in the same exact stage that low vibrational person might be at this moment. And that's okay. They're growing. And by you healing yourself are going to help that person. Undoubtedly, because their soul sees it. Even if they deny it in this lifetime, their souls know it. And I am going to share a story with you right now that hits this point. It's in such a beautiful way. I channeled for a woman. I don't even know how. 2 years ago, we'll just say 2 years ago, channeled for this woman. About 4 months after I channeled for her, I was getting. There was something in my room. 3 nights in a row, I was having this spirit come into my room, and she started talking to me, and I was confused because I didn't know her. She was telling me her name. And I'm just sitting there going, I don't know who you are. Why are you in my room? What do you want? You know? But these are conversations that I enjoy having with spirit. So anyway, I'm talking to her and she tells me, she goes, hey, you got me from this person. You channeled for this person and this is where you picked me up. And I was like, okay, well, it's interesting because you didn't come through during my channeling session with that person. So why are you coming here? And the next night, we ended that conversation, and the next night, she came back. And I'm sorry, she came back 3 nights in a row, but this was that conversation happened on the second night. On the third night, she came back with another spirit, and they were both talking to me. So I'm sitting there in the middle of the night talking to these 2 spirits, and they say, all right, Chris, you got us from this person. This is who I am. This is who this spirit that I just brought with me is. And we would like for you to please give this message to this person that you channeled for. So I say, all right, I'll give that message. I'm cool with that. That's fine. And now, granted, she was trying so hard to get my attention that she literally was moving things in my room. And I told her that's one of my rules, and you can have rules and goes. And I'm going off topic a little bit here, but bear with me. There is a reason for this. So So I got her to stop moving stuff. She gives me the message. I tell her I'm going to give the message to this individual. Now, granted, at the time, I did not know what was happening other than two spirits were in my room and wanted me to give a message to this woman that I channeled for a few months ago. So I call up this lady and I say, hey, I've been contacted by this spirit, two of them, for the past 3 days. They've been in my room moving things and talking to me and telling me some information, and they wanted me to relay this message. And they gave me their names. These are their names. Do you know these people? And she literally started crying. And she goes, Chris, one is my mom and the other is my aunt. Now, I did not know these people. And she goes, but the crazy thing is, Chris, they're both alive. I was floored. But again, this is what I'm talking about when you can change energy and how it's so important. So these two spirits that were just in my room for the past 3 days, well, one spirit in there for 2 days, and then the third day she brought another, were alive. So I'm completely baffled, have no idea what is going on here, and I'm completely confused, no idea. So I say, okay, thank you so much for allowing me to give you that information. I'm going to go channel about this and figure out what is going on here. Well, your power, right? People, ladies and gentlemen, this is how powerful you are. And when I say that their souls know, their souls are learning, this is why I say this, because of this very story. I go back and I channel that night after I tell this woman that these two people came in, both of them are alive. And I channel God. God comes in, he says, Chris, this is the deal. Your soul, your current soul that resides in your physical body right now is third dimensional. And you have connections from the third dimension. Your soul has connections from the third dimension all the way up to the 12th dimension. Ascension, ladies and gentlemen, when I say aligning your soul, mind, body, soul with God's light, you are ascending up those dimensional realms, these dimensions. Your soul is literally trying to connect with itself in each of these dimensions as we go up. Right? Mind-blowing, eh? Oh my gosh. I'm like, what? So God says, yeah, Chris, you have connections to each of these realms. And what's happening is the fourth dimensional soul, the connection to the fourth dimension of these two ladies, has come down to the third dimension to work with you and try to help the women that these two women that are alive. Their souls came down to take, this is God's words, they are learning from watching my soul and its expansion of love within my heart chakra. They said it's feeling your love that you feel, and it is taking it to their third dimensional self. So their fourth dimension is trying to learn real quickly how to be in the third dimension. Feel the love that I have for people, for you all. Take it to their self and see if it can get them to rise. Hello. Mind blown, people. Mind blowing. That's wow. Such a beautiful message. I am so grateful that I was able to get that information because it is so helpful. But that is how important, people, that you are, how big of a role that you have in all of this. It is you, man. If you guys could only, if we only knew, because I don't even know the extent of power that we have. And when I say power, when you begin to open up your heart to love, to being in this moment and making choices to change the energy around you into love, oh my God, people, you can change the world. There is no doubt about it. You can change the world. I just channeled a message not 3 weeks ago, And in that message, they said, Chris, we want to give you a heads up. Now, my Ascendant Master Guide, Anubis, and Enoch are the ones I believe that gave me this message. And they said, we just want to give you a heads up, because I talk to spirits at night a lot. They came in and they said, we just want to give you a heads up, Chris, that there are a lot of spirits that come to your soul at night from around the world because of the process that you are going into. So many souls out there are going through this process. Every soul is going through this process, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone. Whether you know it or not, it doesn't matter. It is going through it. But when you begin to make decisions that align with love, and I don't mean judgments. So often I'm hit with these, hey, are you a Christian? Hey, are you this? Hey, are you that? It doesn't matter. It is love. That is it. When you open up to love, you can change the world. You are that powerful. And you might not even know it. You're that powerful. You're that strong. You carry that much potential inside of your heart at this very second. Even if you haven't tried meditation, even if you haven't tried to open up your heart chakra or your chakras, I don't care what you've done in the past. You carry the ability to love a great deal. It starts with the awareness of the energy that is in you right now and how it affects you and what you want to do with that and putting it out into this world. What choices do you want to make to change the energy to put love out there? Or do you want to continue to be in a low vibrational state and put out low vibrational energy? I'm going to say this. Nothing's wrong. Could we use your love? Absolutely. But are you wrong? No. You have free will and you're making decisions in this lifetime. I know your soul is trying to ascend and it's going to in time. So whether you do it right now or your soul does it in another lifetime, it will happen. I know that. And I know your soul is learning from all these other beautiful souls that are choosing to ascend. And it's such a beautiful process. So if you don't mind, I think it's time to channel. I promised them I'd give them their time. I want to do that. I'm going to take a moment, quiet my mind. Again, they come in. I get words through telepathy or telepathically. They just start forming. I'm going to start repeating them as they come in. Now, sometimes there are distortions, but that's only because I might be, my focus might be off the meditation for a quick second because I'm recording a podcast here. So there are some things that I have to watch. So I apologize about that if there is a slight distortion, but it's not intentional. And there might be a distortion only because it is a brief lapse in my mind. But I will. I'm going to go ahead, clear my mind, put it on center. And right now, as I was saying earlier, you can think of a flame or something. Watch a flame. I'm actually just going to pay attention to my heart chakra, put my mind there, and allow for the words and spirits to come through. Primarily Enoch speaking, my children. I thank you all, and I am with you all at this very moment. Infused with light this podcast is, and we are truly grateful for the opportunity to communicate with you all at this time. Enoch speaking. I am a loving Ascendant Master, and I am here to encourage you all to open to the light, to feel the love that is within you all, to acknowledge the potential that resides just inside your heart chakra, and to allow for this energy to begin to expand. When you acknowledge and begin to tap into the love that is right inside of your mind, you will begin to feel the beauty that all humans possess. You will begin to acknowledge the opportunity to exhibit love to all. And when this is chosen, It is a process of beautiful awakening. For you, my soul friends, are beginning to acknowledge the soul level that is within you and then begin to align with it. When this begins, my children, changes in the Earth's atmospheric pressure begin, and shifts in energy and the veil of forgetfulness begin to thin. Your veil of forgetfulness is one that all humans go through when they incarnate in this lifetime, in their lifetime. They forget the soul that resides within them. And ascension is the process of remembering that soul is there and then acknowledging its presence in higher dimensions. It is accurate that other dimensions exist in this plane and others, but your soul can experience all of them in this lifetime. So you shall choose to accept this belief. It is possible to experience other dimensions, realms, in the ascension process when you choose love. But it is only in love that you can begin to ascend. For other vibrational energies lower in energy will not ascend. Of course, you acknowledge this, my children. Love is the only essential energy that can ascend. For without it, you do not. It is only through love that you will begin to rise to your soul's levels. It is the love of others and yourself that is so vitally important. You, my children, can accept the opportunity to be self-aware of your own love and energetic potential and begin to allow it to rise so that you may feel the love yourselves and then expel this love energy to those around you. Christopher is accurate when he indicates that your souls are interacting with each other on a daily basis. There are many souls that come forth and interact with other souls that are in this dimensional realm, and they are there to assist. Human spirits that have passed are also helping your current soul in this third dimensional realm to begin to rise. Little do many of you know that this is actually a job requirement for passing souls to come forth after death and begin to assist the rising of your current soul. But it is the job of a passing soul to help many, not just one or few, several in a particular family. It is the job to help many souls in one form or another, my children. This is something that we encourage you to understand slight more. For the interaction with passing souls that have on living souls is a reason. This reason is to acknowledge that the soul does exist still. It does not pass when the body passes. There is a reason that passing souls are still interacting with the living. And this is in the form of love, to allow for your soul to begin this process of ascension, whether it be in this lifetime or another. Once your soul acknowledges the existence of another soul that has already passed, it begins to take shape, form, in an understanding of its potential and its process of ascension that it is currently in. Whether the human body acknowledges this or not is irrelevant. The soul begins to acknowledge it and then will work with the human body to begin for this process to start. It is in this time that we ask you, your awakening souls that are listening to this podcast session, that we encourage you to focus more on the love that is within yourself first. Yes, others feel love, but there is your own love that is so vitally important to be felt and delved out. I think they're saying delved out, divided out, handed out. Sorry, that's part of the distortion. Sometimes I'm missing a word that they're giving. I'm just not getting it properly. We thank you, Christopher, for allowing this word to come through. Yes, this is acceptable use in this word, allowing for the energy to be handed out once it is discovered within yourself. Beautiful process it is, and one that all are going through. Be one with the love and allow it to begin to change that which is around you, not forcefully, but in a loving sense. For when you begin to love and use love as your guide, as your way of maneuvering through this world, you will begin to understand the true purpose of your soul's purpose, your soul's desire to be of love and only of love. It will happen, my children, and we are so grateful for you here listening to this podcast. For in time, you will understand more fully the objective of love in this world and how vitally important it is for you and your own self to discover love and then act accordingly in all situations of love, to be of love, and give every situation love. We thank you, and good night. Thank you all. I appreciate your message. Thank you, Enoch. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate them coming through, and I appreciate you listening too. It's pretty important that we all hear this, and in my opinion, anyway. Again, it's you are beautiful. We are all beautiful. Be mindful of your energy. Be mindful of the choices that you can make every single day, every moment of every day. Now, don't overwhelm yourself. It takes time. Start small. Work your way up. Take a minute every few hours and begin to acknowledge or just become aware of your energy at that moment. Take these baby steps, ladies and gentlemen, and begin to build upon it. Because your words, your actions, your thoughts are all energy. And energy carries in this world. It is in everything we do. And if we begin to choose to put love out there and send love rather than negativity into all these situations that we come across on a regular basis, we start to change that energy. It will change the world. It will, I promise you that. Thank you so much. Take care. Enjoy your night. Come back again soon. Just to give you a heads up, go to my website. I'm not even going to give my email address again because it's all on my website. All open2energy.com. open2energy.com. All one word. Go there. My email address, my phone number. It's all there. Use it. Contact me. Ask me questions. If you want to know about something, let me know. I'll even channel about something. I appreciate you all so much. I love you all so much. Go bring love into this world. Thank you.
Fight what you keep. If what you keep holds truth inside, stand up, defend, or lay down and die.